dogs line up when I step. Batman symbol on my chest. Bruce Wayne fly fresh. So fresh. I'm fresh. Nerd fresh. So fresh.
Street Nerdz TV was good, guys. Spoiler heavy review.
Tons of spoilers for real this time.
Super spoiler heavy.
We gave you time to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably, according to box office ticket numbers, it's only about 500,000 people that haven't seen it at this point. So, you know.
And there's plenty of other spoiler episodes of people have done on YouTube, so check those out too.
Dude, some jerks were like leaking scenes the next day. Like we saw it opening night, Friday morning,
That
one of
is
the best
true.
scenes. The cap scene, like, whoa, already there, and you suggested if I had not seen it that night, I'd have been pissed.
So first spoilers, there were a ton of spoilers.
Boom.
But now, so we're going to kick off our now, like you said, this is a spoiler heavy review. We're going to be talking about all of the things that went on in the movie, everything we liked, things we didn't like. So if you haven't seen it, stop. Go ahead, stop right now. So that way you can't say it was us that ruined it for you.
Tons of other videos, check those out.
Yeah. Or go and look at our spoiler-free review if you haven't watched that one. So you can check that one out, and we'll give you 3 seconds to go away. All right, let's get it going. So Stretch, tell me, let's go with your top 3 things that you liked about the movie in its entirety. What can you talk about? What were your top 3 things that you liked?
Top 3 things that I liked. Okay, first off, just, the whole seeing what theories were true and what theories weren't. The biggest theory that I liked that actually was true, and this was making its rounds around YouTube, was that Tony was going to wield some version of the Infinity Gauntlet, which he totally did.
Yeah.
And it was just awesome. So that was really cool. There's so much just to be able to have to comb through and go over a lot of the fan service. I really like Professor Hulk. I know he's not getting a lot of love out there, but I like Professor Hulk. I thought it was really cool to see Mark Ruffalo be the big Jolly Green himself. I thought it meshed well, worked well with his kind of story arc. We've seen him as just Bruce Banner, we've seen him as just the Incredible Hulk, now we get to see them as both.
Yeah.
I really like that. And, Avengers Assemble. The fact that they said it, the fact that they came out with it, it was Captain America, it was everybody who has been in Marvel, ever. I think Howard the Duck was in there, so for him to just
about
call it out,
showed up.
there it is, Avengers Assemble. That to me, I think was one of the 3 times I actually yelled out loud in the theater. That was when he did that, so easily one of my favorite moments.
Awesome. Yeah, I know what you mean. That whole bit at the end, when I was saying in our spoiler-free review, that last hour, those are the scenes I was talking about.
The reason you read comics.
Man, it was it was everything I'd ever read in the comic books. It just seemed like they put it up on the screen. I mean, that amazing shot, that wide view shot when you saw the portals opening up, all the various heroes coming in. I mean, yeah, just total nerd out in the theater. Everybody yelled. It was like a huge, everybody went off at that scene. Well, a little bit before that, but when the Cap got me on here. But anyway, all right, man, appreciate it. So, Kev, what were your top 3 things that you liked about the movie?
So I really liked when the Hulk put on the gauntlet. That was a dope scene. It was a real dope scene that, unfortunately, a spoiler was put out on the internet. Right on the same post that the Russo brothers said, "Don't spoil the Endgame." So
here.
Right, but I was hoping it was just a fan-made clip, but whatever. It was a dope scene in the movie. Yeah. I really liked again that the Thor being not so Thor. That was really cool. That was funny. It was a really lighthearted moment, and then but it was brought on by a tragedy, sitting here dwelling in that the whole time. So again, it was kind of cool to see that side of him. And then I really, really, really liked when Cap was able to wield Mjolnir. So that was awesome. You know what I mean? He finally proved that he was worthy.
Yeah.
It was hinted around in Ultron. So just like Thor said, I knew it. So it was cool to see that finally happen.
Yeah. Alrighty. You guys said a lot of my favorite scenes. I love the end scene where all of the Avengers assembled finally.
Avengers assembled.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes as well. Also, I love the scene when Cap got to wield Mjolnir. I mean, like you said, where he was hitting the shield, hitting the hammer off the shield, and just back and forth with Thanos. Great scenes. So definitely like those two. I'd say the only one I would add on top of that would be, I love the time travel, the way they just kind of, just handled it very whimsically. They poked some fun at time travel overall. Made sure to let you understand that, hey, well, this is how time travel works in our movie. This is how it works in our universe. And they just kind of threw out anything else. And it was just like very matter of fact, here it is.
Literally by listing every time travel movie that this isn't.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I just thought that was a great way to introduce it. And y'all know I normally hate time travel. I think time travel is just used so poorly in most entertainment. But like you said, they just were like, hey, well, these are how these movies do it. Here's how we do it. Here it is. And then just some of the stuff they did in it, like when Cap fights Cap. That is America's ass. Great scene. I loved even when you saw the other side of Star-Lord, when his little dancing at the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was so funny.
Just
without the music, it does look really stupid.
Yeah, it looks extremely stupid. So I mean, I really loved how they handled that. And for me, that's where the movie just really started to pick up a lot of steam, and it just became extremely entertaining and a very watchable movie from there on for me. A lot of fun. So those are the things I really liked about it. All right. So now the tough part. All right. So here's where we're gonna probably step on a couple of y'all's toes, make you a little upset. We're gonna talk about some of the things we didn't like about it. All right. So we'll start with you, Stretch. Give me your top two things that you felt could have been improved.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and state my unpopular one first. I was not a huge fan of what they did with Black Widow. Black Widow is about 50-50 for me. She's pretty hit or miss depending on what movie she's in. Nothing against Scarlett Johansson. Admittedly, I've not seen a lot of movies with her, so other than the Marvel ones, and Lost in Translation.
Alright,
so that's good. But no, I just anytime that she's a super spy, I think she's awesome. Winter Soldier, Civil War, I liked her in. Pretty much when she's doing that whole super spy thing, I think it's great. When they try to keep her up with the rest of the superheroes on the team, I just think she falls a little short. The sacrifice didn't have a lot of weight with me because of that, and I felt like that whole who's going to get thrown off the cliff scene was just too long.
Yeah, definitely.
Like one or two fake outs, but by the time they were hanging on the edge, it was anybody's game at that point. You didn't care.
Yeah,
it's just somebody do it.
It's almost like when a wrestling match does too many fake kickouts at the last minute. You start to just come on.
Yeah, like when he went over and dived over, I'm like, wow, they really went the Hawkeye route. And she runs and grabs him. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess they're really doing Black Widow. Like, come on, pick one.
Somebody die.
I mean, a coin would have been better. No. So that is my big thing.
All right.
And the other thing is really kind of the resolution between Steve and Tony. With everything that happened in Civil War, with everything that happened when Tony came back from space and rips his arc reactor off and hands it to Cap, a quick nod from Black Widow and bro, look, and that's it. Come on. We needed a little bit more than that for then Tony to just be like, hey, if you don't talk shop, you can stay for lunch. Right. Come on.
Yeah, it should have been. Should have
had a little more impact. I feel like.
Yeah, something weightier should have brought the two of them together.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with both of those points. Yeah.
And I guess the other thing is that it ended. You know, and eventually it stops. That was pretty bad. I wasn't a big fan of that.
It stopped. All right, so Kaz, what was your 2 top things that you would change or improve?
Well, like I said, I really liked the Hulk being in it, but I was disappointed we didn't get to see the transformation.
Gotcha.
You know, I love to see the werewolf turn into the werewolf.
Yeah.
So when you don't get to see that, it takes away from it. But his instant clip into scene was funny, so I'll take it. But yeah, really wish that had been in there. The number 2 is no Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
You're such a Wolverine fan.
What's going on with that, yo? I saw your Instagram post. It said #cameo.
There is a.
I know. They could have still done 2. What is it? Jump in front of a CGI screen for a second, man. Get out of here. Anyway, so the real number 2.
He's been paid enough. Yeah, just need 1 jump.
So the real number 2 is as funny and as much as I like the whole Thor not being so godly, I was a little disappointed he didn't get the whole strike thunder down and back into super god mode. You know, his dad bod, god bod kind of stayed. So that's hopefully he gets back to Ragnarok Thor and that Guardians 3 cameo. Or so we'll see what's up.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
Asgardians.
Yeah. All right, so my top 2 things that I would have really done to change the movie up. And I realized it the second time I went to see the movie because I fell asleep at the beginning. Alright, like after
You heard it here. Cino hates the Endgame movie.
No, I hate the beginning of the end. I hate the beginning of the end. Okay, get it right. No, so here was my big issue. I felt like the beginning of the movie, after they killed Thanos, was wasted. The time wasted dwelling on too much of what they had already showed us in the trailer. Right.
Admittedly, yeah.
So, those could have just been quick things that they showed, and we'd have been cool with that.
It was like the highway scene in Deadpool.
Yes. I think that time could have been better spent integrating Captain Marvel more into the Avengers. Right? I think it could have solved several problems. One, what you mentioned earlier, where it was too easy how they convinced Tony to come back or convinced Tony to have to sit down.
Right.
I think Captain Marvel could have played a better role in being the character that helped mend the fences. I think that would have been a great thing for her to do, and it would have made her more into the movie. Right now, if the movie stands, I think she's maybe in the movie between 8 and 10 minutes. Maybe 12 at the most, but out of a 3-hour movie, that's all the time you get in it. I mean, that's just not a lot of character development. I don't feel like it really helped bring her into the story, and she just kind of seemed like just the MacGuffin that they brought in at the very end. You know, so like here she shows up to destroy these ships when we had other characters that could have done that. Right? You know, Thor has done that in at least 2 different movies now. You know, why didn't the Hulk leap? Just in Ragnarok, he jumped and punched Surtur in the mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He had ups in that movie in the arena.
Right. Why didn't he jump up there and just leap through the ship?
No, you're right.
So I felt they just built you up to be a MacGuffin. And so I felt that was kind of a letdown. I enjoy the Carol Danvers character in the comic books. She's had a great arc as far as just all of the different things she's been through. The extreme lows of the character to, you know.
Avengers 200.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole, we won't even get into that.
We'll get into that a little later.
That's for something else. But, you know, so I thought they could have done more with it.
Yeah.
The second thing that I didn't like about the movie.
It was apparently how funny it was.
Alright. Cap should have died. Cap should have died.
Somebody's got
Cap should have died. Or leave it completely ambiguous as to what happened to him. Right? Because by the end of that movie, it was reminding me of Return of the King. From Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, that ending just dragged on, and we got to say goodbye to everybody. And let me say goodbye to you, and then this person, I gotta go say goodbye to the next person until Samwise and Frodo are staring lovingly into each other's eyes.
All right.
That's how I felt
Return
about
of the
it.
King had 3 movies that had to wrap up. This had 22.
22 movies! I've seen it. It's rap. I'm rap. I am rap. I am rap. Kill him. Kill him.
Off with his head.
No, come on. It would have had. I remember. I got choked up when Tony died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. That was definitely.
I got choked up when Tony died. And I understand why they didn't have 2 death scenes right there. That's not what I'm saying. But the way at the end, it was just too long drawn out.
It did have a little tacked on.
Yeah.
Old man Cap. I will grant you.
It was too long. I thought they could have very smartly, and it would have been really cool if they did it this way. Cap zaps out, the little 5-second counter goes, the shield zaps back with the GPS thing on top, right? So then, we don't know. We already had the nod between Cap and Bucky.
Yeah.
You know, and they said
pretty
they
much
moved the
knew
line.
what was going to happen.
Yeah, Bucky had an idea of what he was going to try to do there, right? Because that's why he didn't look surprised when they look over in his old Cap.
Yeah.
Right? That would have been a great send-off. And even if they wanted to tag in that thing at the end where they show him dancing, they still could have did that and then fade to black in the movie, right? That would have been, because it's a perfect way to write him out of the movie and write him out of the universe without writing him out.
True.
And they did that so smart with Loki and a few other characters, like very subtle ways to explain the possibility of bringing him back if we want to.
Okay.
You know, I thought that would have just been a better. I thought that would have been a better way to wrap it all together without making it overly hokey.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that's my opinion. I'm sure I probably made a lot of folks mad. They're killing Cap.
Tell him
Right.
at the bottom.
Feel free. I don't care. Bring it.
Release your anger.
Yes, release your hate. Alright, so it's Street Nerdz TV. I'm Casino. Got the homie Stretch. Got the homie Kaz. Hey, y'all know how it goes. Like and subscribe to the page. Leave your comments down below. Check us out on Facebook. Like our page on Facebook. We're always putting a lot of interesting memes and different things out there. Be on the lookout for our top 9 list that we do. Also, we're going to be having some other things coming up here real soon. So stay tuned right here at Street Nerdz TV. Peace out.
Peace. Bye.
So fresh, I'm fresh, nerd fresh, so fresh, no matter how I dress, it's me I must impress, so then I must confess that I'm looking nerd fresh.